Today, we are traveling back to the year 1889 to discover a true pioneer, the very first truck built by the company NW, which would later become Tatra. This extraordinary vehicle is considered one of the earliest trucks in Europe and stood out with several remarkable engineering solutions. At first glance, it looked like a simple platform with a covered cargo bed and a small canopy above the driver's seat for two people. The dimensions of the loading area were about 67.7 inches by 138.2 inches, and the payload capacity reached 2.5 tons. For its time, this was impressive. Most heavy transport was still carried by horse-drawn wagons. One of the cleverest details was the foldable rear wall, which turned into a loading ramp. This made it easier to handle heavy goods, a practical feature that was rare even on much later trucks. The chassis design was equally interesting. The front axle was mounted on two elliptical springs. The wooden front wheels with steel rims had a diameter of almost 29.5 inches, while the rear wheels were larger at 35.4 inches. The rear axle was supported by coil springs, a bold step toward comfort and durability for the late 19th century. But the true uniqueness was hidden under the frame. Two Benz two-cylinder engines with liquid cooling, each sized 120 by 120 millimeters. The first engine had to be started manually, and only after it was running could the second one be engaged. They could operate together or separately, depending on the load. This ingenious solution allowed fuel savings. When the second engine was turned off, consumption was reduced by half. Another rare innovation was the steam cooling system. The hot vapors were directed into a condenser mounted on the roof, where the water was cooled and then returned to circulation. This helped reduce water consumption and allowed the truck to run longer without refilling. The gearbox was also unusual. It had 3 gears, but in practice the driver used only 1 gear for forward motion and 1 for reverse. The top speed was about 12 miles per hour, and the fuel consumption was around 4 kilograms of gasoline per 62 miles. Compared to horse-drawn carts, this was a major leap forward in speed and efficiency. Sadly, the original truck has not survived. But in 1979, Tatra engineers created a faithful replica. It required 33 individual parts and the efforts of more than 500 enthusiasts. Today, this fascinating piece of history can be admired at the Tatra Technical Museum in Kopřivnice. The Tatra NW First Truck was not just a means of transport. It became a symbol of bold engineering and experimentation at the dawn of the automotive age. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Many more rare and surprising stories from the world of early automobiles are coming soon.